Alright, so here we have your Stingray clone brass. This video will be to teach you how the hell to use it properly. So it may not look like much right now, but that's because I've taken it apart because I'm going to show you how to clean it. And you want to clean it, I like to clean my mods every 3 to 7 days. All you're going to do, you get your rubbing alcohol. I don't know if you can see that. Right there, 91%. Doesn't need to be 91%, that's just what I like. So then you take a Q-tip, put it in the rubbing alcohol, and you're going to clean all the threads on this device. So you're just going to get in there. As I've said, this is brand new, so there's not really much on here. But threads do get gunky. I have no idea why, because even if you leave the mod perfectly put together and don't take it apart, somehow you still get gunk inside of it. And so yeah, you're going to want to clean it every so often. So we'll do this one. There's like 2 or 3 sets of threads on every single one of these tubes. I'll use the other side. And then here we have the top cap. You can see it's the top cap. Clean the contact a little bit. Those will get dirty too. And we have the bottom switch. Clean this off. And we have this ring here, which is your locking ring. This is so the mod does not fire in your pocket. So we got a little bit of grime there. I don't know if you can see it on the video. Alright, let's put this thing back together. So, just gonna yummy sound. Alright. I broke it, I buy it. Alright. That's the bottom cap. Top cap. Put our locking ring on the bottom. Alright, so now you're going to want to put the battery in it. I've had it on the charger. Let me take it off the charger. So here's your battery. So this right here is the top of your mod, okay? Positive goes towards the top of your mod. Stick the battery in it, just like so. Okay, well this is for a kick. So a kick is a device for, basically it regulates your voltage for you on a mech mod. I don't use them, some people do though, but you need this extra little tube. So this tube you don't need, okay? Just found that out. So, Jesus Christ. It's very difficult to film and do all of this. Alright, so that's how your battery should look in there. So now we're going to take this button. So now the button is fully screwed on. As you can see, when I push it, that's going to cause the mod to fire. So you take the locking ring here and you unscrew it. See that? So now the button does not move. That's how you lock it. That's what you should do when you put it in your pocket. And when you take it out to vape, you're going to unscrew it. just like so. Pretty straightforward, okay? It does seem to be sturdy enough to where you can set it down and it won't fire the mod, because I don't see it going like that. So that's good. So you can set it down without having to worry about the mod firing. So let me adjust the camera up a little bit. Over there is my 120 watt Raptor with a little boy RDA on it. Just got the RDA recently. Alright, so let's proceed, shall we? Alright, so now we're going to cover building your atomizer. So here we have your mod, the battery in it. So I would recommend not building it with the battery in it, just for safety's sake. Alright, so basically you have a flush. Here's what you gotta do. So you gotta take out the battery to build this properly. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I'm sorry, I'm not used to this mod yet. This video is for you, Hunter. To show you how the hell to use these things. So now your Addy should fit on this bitch. Huh. Let me see. I'm going to dick around with this for a minute off camera. Alright, so basically your top cap has this weird little way to adjust the atomizer to fit flush. See, a lot of times you'll screw it on, it'll only get that far down, and it'll just stop, you won't be able to turn it anymore. So I've adjusted it so it fits flush. So we'll take this off. Also, I forgot to mention, you're going to want to clean your 510 connection with the Q-tip and rubbing alcohol every 3 to 7 days. Get that all in there. And you're also going to want to clean the threads on your 510 on your atomizer. So, how you adjust this, in case this ever gets unadjusted, I have it adjusted for you. You're going to take a screwdriver, you're going to put it in there, and you're going to turn it. I believe right turns it out. So if your atomizer is not fitting flush, turn it to the right, clockwise. So anyways, let's proceed. So now we have your atomizer on there. It's important to put the atomizer on, like when you're screwing it on, it's important to put it on before you put the battery in, because the switch adjusts for the battery rattle. And so if you put the switch on first and then put the battery in, the atomizer may not fit flush, or so I think in this intro video. Oh, Jesus, get on there. There we go. So now you have it on there. Alright, back in business. So now we have a atomizer on our build. So now let's cover how to build your atomizer. Just lock in your mod. You want to lock your mod while you're building the atomizer, or even better, take your battery out, because you don't want to burn yourself on hot wire. So here we have our unbuilt atomizer. We're going to pop this cap off. And then we have our build deck. Okay? Looks just like that. That is terrible at focusing. Let's see if it'll focus on my finger. I don't know. Screw it. So, now, one more. Alright, so now we have our Cantho right here. So let's see. This is interesting. Alright, so I've got this little notch, a little piece of Cantho, it's taped down, I'm going to untape it. Okay, we're not going to untape it. I have never bought Canthal from Kidney Puncher, so this is interesting. I've actually never even bought a spool of Canthal. I always just trade from my friends for various vape shit. Let's see. I'll clip this bitch. Alright. So, now you're going to always be careful to lock your Canthal into here before you cut it. So otherwise the whole frickin' roll is going to unspool on your face. So you're going to get a piece that's approximately a foot long. Doesn't matter if it's straight or not. I'm going to cut it. Alright, so now we have our Canthal. Now we are going to cut this in half. We're making 2 coils. Alright, drop one onto the ground. So I'm going to show you how to wrap the first one, then I'm going to go off camera for the second one so I can save time on this video. Basically, so I have my screwdriver here. Here, let me move the camera. Such a little ghetto setup. Got a little webcam here. Alright, so screwdriver, piece of Canthal. I'm going to take it, hold it around the screwdriver. You're going to wrap it around as close as possible to each and every piece. So we are going to do like 7 wraps. So we're at 4, 5, 6, 7. So you should get something that looks like this. I'm just pinching it a little bit. Alright, so that's your coil there. So, you're going to make a second coil that looks just like it. So I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to make that coil, and then I'll come back. Alright, so as you can see, I've got my coil here. One of the leads is a little bit long, so we're going to cut that. It is always good to leave one a little bit longer than the other. So we'll cut it right about here. And then we will take this one, cut it right there. So I should get something like that. Alright, so now let's put these into our Addy, okay? So let's go back to the other camera. Ghettoest fucking YouTube video of all time. Oh shit. Don't fall on me, bitch. Alright. So, got our atomizer here. So, first coil. Oh, I totally forgot an important step. So you gotta loosen up these posts. So I got my little Phillips screwdriver here. Pick out the right size. So you're basically just going to loosen the posts. Don't go any further than you need. So otherwise it'll all fall out. The whole screw will fall out. And that is a huge pain in the ass to get back in, let me tell you. So I try and avoid that at all costs. Alright, that's what we got. So, take the first coil, going to put it right in through there. Totally missed one side. Alright, just like that. Now you're going to tighten down one of the posts. This post. Don't tighten down the center one because you still have another piece of wire to feed through it. So let's remove, I'll leave that in there. Alright. So, one of them is in there. We're going to put the other one in there. Same exact way as before. It's a little long for a leg, but it'll work. And this lay a little bit out of the way. Boom, shaka boom. Alright. The coil I wrapped off camera is significantly less shitty. So now we're going to take a screwdriver and we're going to tighten down the remaining two posts. Very nice. So, remove the screwdriver. Now you're going to trim these leads. Take your nail clippers. Trim them nice and close to the posts. Careful not to cut your coils. That would be embarrassing. Alright, that's what you got. So now it's important to adjust your coils. So, see they're smoking a little bit. Ooh, there we go. So you want them to be able to glow red from the inside out. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your screwdriver and you just sort of heat them up, and then you're going to release the button, and right when you release the button, start adjusting the coils. You don't want there to be a delay. And you don't want to adjust the coils with the screwdriver while they are glowing, or not while they're glowing, but while you're pushing the button, because you could create a short, and basically it won't hurt you or anything, but it'll melt through your coil, and you have to rebuild it. And it's kind of awkward for everyone. So now we have coils that glow from the inside out. See that? Looks good. That's what you want. So let's put our lock ring on again. Now this lock ring has no grip to it, so it's very difficult to get my hands on. So now let's cover wicking. I'm going to move some of the leads that I cut. I'm going to move them out of the way a little bit, because basically you don't want your coil to be touching. You don't want your coil to touch anywhere besides the 3 posts. You don't want it touching anywhere on your build deck along here. You don't want any of the leads back here touching the build deck. You don't want anything touching the build deck. You just want it to touch post number 1, 2, 3. That's all you want. So otherwise you will have a short, and that could fuck your shit. I'm gonna adjust that coil just a tad more. Alright, good stuff. So now let's take your cotton. You want to rip off just a nice little piece. Nice and fluffy, see that? I don't know if it'll zoom for you, but so basically you're going to take your cotton, just sort of roll it a little bit, fold it, just like so. And you're going to twist one end of it so it'll fit through your coil. And you're going to fit it through that coil. See that? Now you're going to take some scissors, or you can just tuck it under the coil, it's your choice. I like to cut that side. Now where are my... I have a little safety pin I keep around just for tucking cotton in here. So you want to tuck it down to the build deck, but you don't want to tuck any underneath the coil. You just want the cotton to come down to the base of the deck so it'll collect juice, but you want to leave the coil itself airy. Like, you don't want to shove this cotton under here. You want to give the coil as much room to breathe as possible, because that's where your vapor is going to be at. So take our cotton ball again. Wick it through. You know the drill. Tuck it under. That's a good amount of cotton, maybe a little bit much. You don't want to fill the entire build deck with cotton. That's stupid. You're going to waste juice. So throw your e-liquid on here and see how she vapes. Break the seal. Oh, lock ring, or not lock ring, child-proof ring or something came off. So now you're just going to juice it up. It's pretty simple. You just sort of, when the cotton's new, it likes to beat up and not really suck the juice in, so you just got to give it a second. You're going to want to juice it every couple of hits, depending on the build. Whenever you feel like it's hitting cotton, it'll start tasting kind of dry, and then all of a sudden you'll get a devilish cotton hit from the abyss. So one thing I also like to do is I like to add a little bit of liquid into the, like, you add it directly to the build deck, and it'll kind of make a little pool down there, and it'll suck up through the cotton. It'll give you a longer amount of time before you need to re-drip. Don't do this if you're going to be driving, because if you tilt the mod like this, the liquid will be very hot if you've been vaping, and it'll burn the tits out of you. So basically how this airflow works, you've got 9 holes, and you are going to put, see the bottom row of holes? You're going to line the bottom row of holes up with your coil. So let me do that. I'm going to make sure I do it right. There you go. Alright, so the bottom is lined up with your coils. I don't know if you can see that. And then you're going to put your top cap on. So you can adjust the airflow by putting this little tab in the way, so it'll close off air slots. We'll just vape it wide open for right now, so just put it on like that. Just like so. Looking good. Now where's your drip tip? So that's what your drip tip looks like on there. Here's one of mine. I'm going to vape on mine because germs don't want to kill you. So I'm going to use my muffler style tip. Looks like that. Let's see how she vapes, okay? Let me bring this up here. Alright. Pretty good. The battery on this is not charged at all. It's pretty dead, so I'll show you how it looks in a few minutes when it's not dead. Also, crap, there's something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, the ohm reader. So you're going to want to check your coil on an ohm reader. Ohm reader tells you your voltage, or your resistance. Your battery voltage is 4.2. It drops as you vape, but every time you charge it, it goes back up to 4.2. So with some basic formulas like Ohm's law, you can calculate your wattage, which is your power output, and that's basically directly correlates to how much vapor you get. So this is a 0.39 build. So I will do the math and tell you what that is in a second. So now the battery is fully charged. Screw it back in. Those arrows lined up. One thing I'm noticing is, so basically when you pop this off, to re-drip, basically the way it's made is the nice little top section is supposed to come off and leave the bottom part behind, so that you can just re-drip like this, and then you pop your top back on. But right now, for some reason, it's pulling the whole thing off. Well, I mean, it's not some reason. The reason why is these O-rings right here kind of loose compared to the O-ring that's on the top. So you're going to want to slide those O-rings out, wrap a piece of dental floss, like maybe 4 inches long, tops, like probably do like 2 or 3, and you're going to wrap it around where the O-rings go, and then you're going to slide the O-rings back over the dental floss. That's what I would recommend, and that should fix it up for you. I might do that if I have time. So this is a fully charged battery. Pretty good. Here, I'll show you my Raptor 120 for scale. It's pretty nice. Yeah, so that's about it. Good luck with your e-cig, dude. Don't forget to charge it whenever you can. Try not to let the batteries get too low in it. Don't let them go below like 3.7 is where I like to go. It's safe to go lower than that, but I notice a huge difference between like 3.7 volts and 3.6. So I would recommend charging the batteries at that point. Alright, see ya.